Welcome, playing with the element of fire today. We're going to start by lying down on our backs. So just come to lie down, legs straight ahead of you. And we're going to do what's called double leg lifts. So inhale, take both legs straight up towards the ceiling. And then you may need to slide, if you look at me, your hands underneath your seat. So palms face down underneath the seat to support the low back. And you're going to exhale, lower the legs down till they just hover above the ground. And inhale, reach the legs back up. So it's an exhale to lower and an inhale to lift. And as you lower the legs, feel the sides of the waist pull down towards the ground. So you don't want any arch in the low back here. And if this is too much, you're just going to lower one leg at a time. And if the legs need to be bent, that is also okay. Keep drawing the sides of the waist down towards the mat. Pulling the navel back and in. Inhaling to lift, exhaling to lower. So starting right away with the storehouse of energy accessible to us at the navel. When we work with and ignite this energy center, it's like all the disparate parts of our thoughts and energy that isn't serving us. It just gets offered up into this flame, this fire in the belly. It's a very cleansing, energizing, detoxifying practice. Last few. Keep drawing the sides of the waist down, pulling the navel back and in. Good, and then inhale, legs are up. Maybe suspend the breath slightly, so pull the navel down as you hold the breath in the body. And then exhale, pull the knees into the chest. Come into a happy baby, so holding the outsides of the feet or anywhere on the calves or shins or inner thighs that feels good to you, and just rock a little bit side to side. Straighten the left leg if you can, just feeling a little stretch. And the right leg, you can hold the foot or not. And then just relax, let both legs go long and feel this warmth, this maybe luminous quality that you've created at the navel. Deep breaths in and out. Take the soles of the feet to the ground now. Interlace your hands behind the nape of your neck. Make sure the elbows stay wide. Press your head into your palms as you exhale and come up into a little sit-up. Stay here and hold the breath out of the body. So engage the pelvic floor. Hold the breath out for maybe 7 to 10 seconds. And then inhale, release down. So on an exhale, you come up into this little crunch, this little sit-up. You're going to hold the breath out of the body, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So you're pulling the sides of the waist and the navel down, scooping out the lower abdominals. And then inhale, coming back as you need to, on your own. Imagine an ice cream scoop moving from your pubic bone to your navel. Pelvic floor pulls in. Hold the breath out of the body for as long as you can, and then when you need to, you inhale lower. Just repeating on your own. If you you have a block handy or nearby, you can always place it in between the inner thighs here. As you hold with the breath out of the body, regardless of whether you have the block, you can also think of the inner thighs magnetizing towards one another. That will help you engage the pelvic floor and kind of scoop out the low belly even more. Go for almost a quiver, a shaking as you hold the breath out of the body. Last two. This really stabilizes your energy. Very grounding practice. Last one. Hold the breath out for as long as you can. Inhale, relax when you need to. Let both legs go long, or you can windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Then find stillness and just relax completely. Take deep belly breaths here. And then last thing here on our back, we're going to take stretch pose. So look at the screen if you've never done this before. How it works is that the heels and the head both lift off the ground 6 inches. So you're going to reach your fingers towards your toes, and then here you'll begin a breath of fire. Now, if this is too intense for you, I'm going to invite, same thing we did in the leg list, to slide the hands underneath the seat. So this will help. If that's still too intense, you can come up into like a Navasana boat pose and do breath of fire here. Now this is going to be really intense, but it's just 1 minute. So first just lie down on your back. Now that you've seen the options, take a huge deep breath in and exhale completely. Once more, huge breath into the belly. Exhale all the way. And then inhale, exhale, come on up, gazes at the toes, and begin a light breath of fire. So breath of fire, the navel is snapping down back into the spine. The inhale is passive and you're just doing sharp staccato exhales out the nose. Figure out which version of this is going to work best for you. But whatever you've chosen now, stick with it. We're already halfway there. Really pumping the navel. You've got this. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold wherever you are, hold, stay there. Pull from underneath your belly button, your deepest core muscles from underneath your belly button. Pull down, pull down, pull down as you hold the breath in. And exhale, relax. Lie down, rest for a moment. Deep belly breaths again. When we take breaks between the exercises like this, it really allows the intelligence of the prana to go where it needs to go in the body. There's this release of energy, and now we just allow it to circulate. Slowly pull one knee and then the other knee into the chest. Holding on to the shins, you're just going to rock and roll up to sit. So just rock and roll a couple times. Do it at least 6 or 7 times. Rocking forward and back, forward and back. A little bit of core strength required here too. And then rock all the way into a downward facing dog. So your hands will plant on the mat. You'll extend the legs behind you. Bend the knees, spread the fingers wide. See the color of your mat between each finger and just sort of bend the knees. Inhale, rock forward to a plank pose. Exhale, lower all the way down in one straight line. So feel your lower abs engage as you do a slow, controlled descent. And then take your hands wider than the mat. Come up onto your fingertips. You have little spidey hands like gecko fingers. And then press your hips into the mat. Send the crown of your head forward and then up as you come into what should feel like a really delicious cobra. Spin the inner elbows forward. Take the shoulder heads back. And glide the scapula down the back. And inhale, just lift the heart. Pick the kneecaps up off the ground, so press the tops of the feet into the mat. Kneecaps lift. 4 or 5 deep breaths here into the belly. And if it feels better for you to have the elbows down on the mat in a sphinx position, that's fine. Just stretching out the front of the body here. Big full inhale. Exhale, let the heart and the collarbones melt forward and slowly descend. See if the forehead can touch the mat or the ground farther away from when you began. And then exhale, hands underneath the shoulders, press back, child's pose. Take the knees as wide as the mat and just kind of rock and shift the hips side to side, just releasing any tension that may have accumulated in the low back throughout this fiery ab practice. Inhale, rock forward to all fours. Breathing out, press back to downward facing dog. Take the right leg high to the sky and then step it through between the hands. Low lunge, but keep the hands on the ground. So just let the hips sink. And feel a stretch in the front of the right thigh, left psoas. You can rock a little side to side. And then shift your weight back onto the left knee, flex the right foot. Pull the right hip back a little bit more than you think you need to. Inhale, find length, and then exhale, fold over that right leg. So there's a little gentle twist here as the heart moves towards the right knee or shin. Every inhale, think length. Come into almost like a half lift, an Ardha Uttanasana type shape. Exhale, pull the navel back, engaging those core muscles we just worked to take you a little deeper into the fold. Last breath. Good, and then rebend into that right leg, heel toe, the right foot all the way to the right side of the mat. Drop the knee. Foot can be pointed or flexed, whatever feels best and safest for your knee. Props if you need to. Options here, you can take the hands back into those gecko fingers and find this really nice cobra shape. And just let the hips sort of melt and open and relax, staying upright, or you can choose to come forward onto the forearms or placing the head on a block. Just 3 deep breaths here, rounding out our practice. Inviting in a little yin to And balance the yang. And take the hands underneath the shoulders. Press back, downward facing dog. Your choice to just hold dog or flow through plank, chaturanga, up dog. We'll all meet downward facing dog. Lift the left leg high to the sky. Exhale, step it through between the hands. Low lunge with the arms planted on either side of the left foot. You just let the hips sink down. So now we're focused on a stretch, maybe on the inner left thigh and also in the right psoas, so the front of the right thigh. Deep belly breaths. Maybe rocking side to side, soften the shoulders and the face. Deep inhale. Exhale, shift the weight back over the right knee. Left toes flex back towards the face. Inhale, get long. Exhale, draw the heart over the left knee. Pull the abs back as you fold. 2 more times. Inhale, get long. Really encourage the shoulders to relax down the back. Your out breath, fold. Pull the left hip back into its socket. Final breath. And then rebend into the left knee. Heel toe the left foot across your mat to the right. And your choice for your pigeon setup. Inhaling, opening across the chest. Maybe just taking a couple deep breaths here, lifting from behind the heart. Opening the chest, melting the shoulder blades down and back. Otherwise, deep inhale and exhale, fold forward. Soften, melt, surrender here. Think of dropping the right hip down towards the floor. Breathe into the left hip, the low back. And just seeing if you can make your exhales longer than your inhales now. And gently press yourself up. Take that right leg from behind you and pull it in front, transitioning however you need to into a comfortable cross-legged seat. Bring the hands to prayer at heart center. Inhale, filling the belly first and then the chest. Lift the heart. Exhale fully. Twice more like that. Inhaling from the bottom to the top of the torso. Just filling yourself up like a glass of water with breath, and then exhale. Let everything melt and get softer. Final time, inhaling bottom to top. Exhaling top to bottom, engage the pelvic floor, feel the heart lift as you exhale completely. Thank yourself for challenging your body with this practice today. And from my heart to yours, namaste.